Assalamualaikum everyone. I'd like to share with you this topic. So our subject is religion and peace building. Now we have the term irreligion. If you will be asked what is irreligion, I don't know. And you don't know either. So that's the point there. But we have to continue. What about this irreligion? So during this period, in the Enlightenment, this is the movement that took place in Europe in the 1600 to 17 Anno Domini or AD. The intellectuals started to believe that science and reason revealed more truth than religious texts. They began to question and challenge religion for the first time. So that was 1600 to 700 Anno Domini. For example, Galileo was a Christian who believed that if you can see something with your own eyes, but the Bible contradicts what you see, the Bible must be false. So remember on that. So that's more in the Enlightenment. Even Galileo, a Christian, questioned about that. And for him to see is to believe. That's why the Bible for him is false, because you don't see anything. Then what about this deism? Deism, this is a new religion that developed during the Enlightenment. Remember the Enlightenment between 16 to 17 Anno Domini. So the deists believed that God created the universe. Remember, God created the universe, but then left it alone. God does not interact with humans and does not cause good or bad things to happen to us. So this is the new religion. So God created everything, but He left it alone. So it does not interact to us, the human beings. Kaya nga sinasabi dyan, He is not the cause or good or bad kung ano mang mangyayari sa atin. If God is perfect being, He would not make an imperfect world that required constant intervention. I think you remember the idea of Duterte. If He is God, bakit ginawa niya ito? So this is more on deism. Okay? Deism. Created everything, the creator of the universe, but He left it alone. Then the famous deist, Benjamin Franklin, I think you are familiar with, Adam Smith, John Locke, also a well-known educator and philosopher, George Washington, also the President of the United States, Leonardo da Vinci, the painter, and Napoleon Bonaparte. So they are the deists. Remember, they believe in God, the Creator, but God left us. He left us alone. So God does not interact with us. So that's deist. So once again, Benjamin Franklin, Adam Smith, John Locke, George Washington, Leonardo da Vinci, and Napoleon Bonaparte. So the non-religious population in the world, take note of this, continues to grow each year, with the current statistics showing that around 15 to 23 of the world is irreligious. When they say irreligious, of course, they don't believe in a religion. So there is a diagram there, 32%, the blue one, 33.32%, the Christians, 21.01%, the Muslims, the Hindus, 13.26%, then the Buddhists, 5.84%, and the other religions was 12.48%, then the non-religious or the irreligious, 14.09%. So marami-rami na rin. Then the world's least religious countries, the least religious countries, take note on this map, percentage of respondents in its country claiming to be not religious or atheist. Sa inyong lugar yan, if you're familiar with the map, with the globe. So marami-rami in Europe. Okay? So take note. Sweden, 88%, Denmark, 83%, China, 82%, Estonia, 78%, Norway 78, United Kingdom 76, France 76, Hong Kong 74, Czech Republic 72, Japan 71%, Finland and Belgium is 68. So the percent of non-religious citizens, so meaning they are irreligious countries. So you look at the percentage. Most of the religious countries in the world, Sweden, Denmark, China, Norway, United Kingdom, France, Hong Kong, Czech Republic, Japan, Finland, and Belgium. And the most religious countries in the world, most religious naman ito. But the percentage, look at the percentage, konti lang, but they are religious. Comoros, Central African Republic, Indonesia, of course, very religious because it's an Islamic countries. Malawi, Sierra Leone, Yemen, but the percentage is very low. Guinea, Ecuador, Nigeria is 2%. So the percent of non-religious citizen, at least konti lang sila. Then we have also the agnostic. We know what is a deist, now agnostic. An agnostic is a person who claims neither faith or disbelief in God. They believe it is impossible to know if God exists or does not exist. So once again, a person who claims neither faith or disbeliefs. They believe in it. They believe it is impossible to know if God exists. So does God really exist or doesn't exist? So they are the agnostics. Atheist naman. Atheist rejects the idea that God does not exist. While the other one, the agnostic, either or, neither faith or disbelief. But here, the opposite, they don't totally believe the existence of God, the atheist. So religion should not be part of politics. In other words, we should not force anyone in the country to do something based on the religious beliefs of the people making the law. So that's being an atheist. So they deny the existence of God. Then you look at this atheism. There is the weak atheism and the strong atheism, the implicit or the explicit. For the weak atheist or atheism, no God but does not think that religion is a bad thing. So that's the weak. There is no God, they don't believe the existence of God, but sabi nila, religion is not a bad thing. While the strong atheism or the explicit atheism, there is no God and finds the worship of gods to be damaging in the world. So you look at the strong and the weak. Okay? The weak and the strong. The strong, ibig sabihin totally, there is no God. And find worship to the gods to be damaging in the world. But here comes the weak, medyo okay siya. For us the believer, Islamic, Christian believer, medyo okay itong implicit atheism. Though there is no God, but does not think that religion is a bad thing. Yeah, I think you understand it well. So is atheism a belief or a system? What do you think? It can be yes, it can be no. Okay? No, atheists do not rely on the specific set of books like religions do. So atheism is not tax exempt. The word atheism means lack of belief. It is a system, totally it's no. On the other side, is atheism a belief system? It can be yes, because an atheist must believe that there is no God, because it is impossible to prove that one does not exist. So once again, is atheism a belief system? It's yes, because an atheist must believe that there is no God, because it is impossible to prove that one does not exist. So that's more on the other side, the yes one, if it is a belief system. Then we have the so-called secular humanism. Secular means this is a type of humanism or atheism. Okay? A secular humanist believe that humans are capable of being ethical and moral without religion or God. So ito na yung tao relying more on man. So I don't believe in God, but sinasabi dyan, humans are capable of being ethical or moral. Pwede kang gagawa ng mabuti, ng maayos, pwede kang magpakabay. That's more on humanism. The humanists believe in that. Kahit na walang God, pwede akong maging mabait, pwede akong mabuti, pwede akong gagawa ng kabutihan. Then, religion does not make us moral. That's for them, for the secular humanism. We naturally understand what behaviors are good or bad. And for the secular humanist or humanism, I think worldwide, according to the study, there are 4 to 5 million worldwide. Kasi they are very much engrossed now. Kaya very humanistic. So being a humanist means trying to behave decently without expectation of rewards or punishment after you are dead. Nakuha na rin. Okay, gagawa ko ng mabuti, gagawa ako ng maayos, mabait ako, I don't expect any punishment or reward kung mamatay ako. Unlike us believers, Christians and Muslims should believe that at the end of the day, when we die, may pahantungan tayo na paradise. But for them, without reward or punishment, they can do good. So that's more on the secular humanism. So the final thoughts on the religion in this subject, about this topic, about irreligion. There is a positive and a negative when we talk about religion. The positives of religion, take note on this, creates a community with a common good. That is, I think, you understand that one. Creates a community with a common good. That's more on the positive side of religion. Then religion can provide answers to questions without a concrete answer such as, what is the meaning of life? And what happens after death? And why? That's something, because that's all about faith. That's the positive side of religion. Then religion can provide guideline or a set of rules for the society to abide by such. Like for the Muslims, it can be the Sharia law. Kaya nga dito sa atin, the more kapag totally na-implement naman, dapat masunod na Sharia law. Pero yes, sinusunod, but only for the Muslims. But for the Christians, kasi tinatawag nga dito sa atin, tri-people. We have the IPs, the seculars, the Christians, and the Luman. But on this side, religion, in the positive side, positive of religion is can provide guidelines or set of rules for the society to abide. If you are a believer, Islamic believer, that's more on the Sharia law. Then, the negatives naman about religion, take note. Different religions can create conflict within or among different societies. I think you would agree with this. Religion is a source of peace, and it can also be the source of conflict. That's why this is the negatives of the religion. Because of different religion, whether we like it or not, okay, can create conflict within. Like sinasabi ko in the previous topics, for the Christians, you have a lot of sects, mga sekta. Then what happened? Away-away, there's conflict. In the Islamic world, ganon din. You have the Shia, the Sunni, as well as yung the other sects, marami yun, 73 lahat-lahat yata. I think in the previous topic, we have the 73. So yun, may conflict within that religion. Okay? Then another negative, religion can create prejudice towards a certain groups. Ayun ha, tayo mga peace educator, peace advocate, sabi nga, we have to broaden our horizon. You have to open our mind. Hindi yung judgmental, hindi yung exclusivist. Because if you're an exclusivist, that's really the problem. Prejudice, nandoon talaga yan. Kasi kayo hindi kayo maligtas, kami lang talaga maligtas. Ganito, ganyan, lahat na. mocking other religion. That's the negative when I talk about religion. Kaya nga, for us peace educators, sana hindi tayo ganon. Sana malinaw yan. Then, religion can spread misinformation, and which is true. Religious can spread misinformation. Alam niyo yan. Okay? Then, religion also promotes tribalism. That is, this is where people follow blindly without questioning authority. So that's the point here. Religion promotes tribalism. So, familiar, I think in the Philippines, you're familiar with Aguila. That's more tribalism, the group of people there in Surigao. Ngayon, nandiyan naman si Dato Adlaw, si Dato Ngit-Ngit. That's why in my blog, I am also Dato Bangaw. Parang na-loko na rin ako because of this ginagawa ng mga tao. And why? This is more on the negative side of religion. Yung isa nga, si Dato Adlaw, nakita niyo social media, wearing the vestment of the priest. It should not be like that. Nagpari-pari na rin siya. So, yun removes, religion promotes tribalism, and this is where people follow blindly without questioning the authority. So, yun yung nangyari sa kanya. Ngayon, natin sa bilanggo na sila. Now, in South Korea, there is also an original religion. We call it Newism. That's in South Korea, Newism. This is shamanistic religion introduced to South Korea that was before 300, in the 300. So matagal na rin yung religion nila in South Korea, Newism, during the 300. Then, following Newism, na-introduce na din yung the previous topic na sinabi ko sa inyo, yung the Buddhism. Buddhism, the founder is who? Siddhartha Gautama, and he became Buddha. Buddha, which means the enlightened one. Then would go on and become the primary religion under the Silla Kingdom. That's there in South Korea. Okay? Then, the Buddhist destruction, so nasira din sila in that place. Because in the 1392 and 1310 to 1310, the Joseon Kingdom ruled. They were strictly Confucians and suppressed Buddhists, even destroying various Buddhist monasteries. So that's in South Korea because of this Confucianism. Si Confucius, Confucius, he was a philosopher, then sinusunod, naging religion din sila. So because of that, sabi nga, the negatives of religion, away-away din sila. Then they destroy Buddhists, their temples, and the monasteries. Okay? Tingnan yung nasa drawing. Si Buddha, yung the statue of Buddha, destroyed. Then, in that place in South Korea, there was the rise of, also, in 1800, the rise of Christianity. As the Bible was translated into Hangul, that's their language, okay, in South Korea. Then the religion would continue to see the rise during the Japanese occupation. For the Japanese occupation, forced Koreans to praise the Japanese emperor, and Christianity provide an alternative. So yun yung nangyari. That was introduced in 1800. Then today, the South Koreans, maliban doon sa kanilang away-away between the North and the South, so nagkagulo-gulo din. Then, of course, the religion also nagkagulo-gulo. Then, this is the diagram, according to studies, the religious breakdown of Korean Americans and the South Koreans. So, look at that one. 86% in South Korea, in Iraq is 66. So, yun yung bar, the study. Christianity share in South Korea in population. So, mayroon dyan sa drawing. Yung study includes Catholics, the Protestants, and the other Christian groups. So, there is also a percentage. And in percentage, 46, no religious affiliation, 29% Christian, 23 Buddhist, and the other religious groups. That's according to study. So if you look at this one, in the globe, in the map. The violet, the yellow, the green, Islam, then Buddhism, the orange, Hinduism, the maroon, then Judaism, konti lang sila, the blue. Saan nyo makita ang blue dyan? Halos hindi sila makita kasi konti lang talaga yung the oldest religion in the world, yung Judaism. Okay, so take note on that ha, kasi iba hindi pa rin alam what are the 5 major religion in the world. Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and Hinduism. Please do not forget that one. Kahit anumang mangyari. And of course, there are other major religion, pero itong top 5. Okay? Then we'll be discussing other major religion in the world later. So with that, I'd like to say thank you for listening. I hope you learned something. God bless everyone. This is your friend, Brother JoArs Alferez. Dalay ko ng Diyos.